Well, here we are today in Suceava with brother Pavel Antonesei on this nice day in July. And Pavel worked a lot with Stephen over more than 30 years, yeah?
Right.
And it would be fair to say that Pavel was Stephen's interpreter, Stephen's Aaron, yeah?
Okay.
His
Yes, I was.
spokesman. And in many ways, Stephen's ministry would not really have happened without Pavel being there and supporting and just spearheading the way into so many different places.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you tell us, Pavel, how you first met Steve and how you ended up going to Moldova?
Yeah. First, I met with Stephen in 1991 in a house of a pastor in Suceava. His name is Pavel.
Uh-huh.
I think they had a relationship before with that. So by this way, I met with him and his wife Sheila. And
Were they the bakers?
no,
That's
no,
another
it's
story.
not- that is another
Okay,
story,
okay.
totally different.
Okay.
This was first time when Stephen came to Romania. He told me Sheila drove a lot on the Romanian roads.
Sheila drove?
Yes, she did it.
Wow.
And we were able to introduce each other in the pastor's house. And we were discussing a little bit who I am, what I am doing. And I said I was lay preacher, preach around of the Romania, different places. And he was very moved about that and said how we can keep our fellowship together in the future. So we exchanged our email address and mail address, and this way
You kind of clicked, really, didn't you? As
Yes.
friends, you kind
Yes.
of,
Yes.
it was kind of that click.
yes, for the
between-
first time.
Yeah,
Yes, first time.
yeah.
And when Stephen went home, I got it first his letters, his emails, and we were able to correspond with each other.
They were doing emails then,
Of
early
course.
90s, yeah.
Yes, it was emails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he came again, didn't he?
Yeah, no, first of all, he came again to help with the AIDS, a lot of churches around,
Right.
especially Cosmuk's churches. He helped a lot, but not only with the aid, but also with the financial way, being able to build new buildings in those area around of Suceava. And that Stephen did with the many truck drivers, drove here and share dates, good clothes, shoes, all other things together with the poor people in the village area around Suceava.
So he was giving money from.
Yes, he gave
He
finances.
must have set up some trust at that point.
Yes,
Charity.
He had a charity.
There was so many he did. over
Yes,
the
because
years.
he was a lawyer, a
Yeah,
solicitor.
exactly. Yeah.
And he just built up a trust, and with this we're working together very nice, in different areas. But on that time, he said, I explained him about the work which we started in Moldova,
Okay.
and he was very interested in that. And he said, for this reason, he says, here is 100 English pounds.
Okay.
Go to Moldova with a group and see what God will do in that place.
Okay.
So I received 100 English pounds, and I took with me 20 pastors, preachers.
20?
20
Right.
with about five cars. So because the price of the petrol was very low at that time,
Yeah.
we were able to work 5 days full in Moldova, in about 16, 17 churches.
But Stephen didn't go on that trip.
No, he didn't go. He said, go and see how it's the work there.
And that was in South Moldova.
That's in the South Moldova. talking about Lova, Kantemir,
Right.
Kahul,
Well,
Jujulești.
that's going right from the north. The north would be Leova.
Not north, it's a little bit south because
Well, it's
north
South
is
Moldova,
Chisinau.
but
Yes.
yeah. But in the South Moldova
South
area,
Moldova.
what they call the Rayon.
Yeah, Raionu.
But on that line,
Yes.
the very top one is at the north is Leova, isn't it?
Is not on the north, yes.
And then
north.
going right down, as you go right
Kantemir.
down, you end up at
Kantemir,
right, and then keep
then
going down.
Kahul,
Yeah, yeah.
and then up Giurgiulești, where is the border between Romania, Moldova, and Ukraine.
Right. So just to give an idea to people,
Yes,
it's
that's
the south part of Moldova.
Yes.
But it's a kind of line.
yeah. Well, this south part of Moldova is a more kind of very dry weather
Right.
land, and it's more like a desert.
Okay.
And we know that area is much poor, much more poor.
Yeah.
So we were able from that 100 pounds to buy food
Yeah.
for the preachers. So we don't sit on the back of the Christians because they were very poor,
Yeah.
and gave the food for them, and they were able to preach. And in 4 days, God did a tremendous, great work. Spirit of the Lord was moving in such a great way.
Wasn't that area already kind of a preached area from the time of when, during Gorbachev, during Perestroika?
Yes,
Glasnost,
that's a
the
pastor.
Soviet Union was opening up.
Yes, yes.
And wasn't it during that time that Pastor, was it Brother Sasha, was a preacher there?
Yes, Andrei
Andrei
Zahar.
Zahar.
Yeah,
And Slavic was involved a little.
Slavic and his brother
Little Niku.
Yeah,
who would have
Niku.
been there. Yeah.
They were singing, playing with a squeeze box.
So it already had a little bit of gospel
They already got
influence.
it. Yes, and they already opened small groups in different villages.
And they were given this permission as a result of
Yes.
the Gorbachev loosening
Yes,
of
because
society.
Perestroika, they have more democracy than us.
Right,
you know.
so this was the end of the 80s, wasn't
Yes, that's right. So they have this freedom
Yeah.
and being able to do that. We came because we have the revolution in
89.
89. So with the 2 years later, we were able to get into Moldova. There were a lot of people came to the Lord. We have a great results.
Yeah.
And they will get ready, prepared for baptism.
Right, okay.
And we have this money be able to cover up the expenses for us for the petrol back and come back to Suceava. And it's still I have in my pocket 10 English pounds.
All from that £100?
Yeah, all from that 100 pounds.
Well, that was amazing.
That was amazing. It was very low price, very
Yeah.
cheap.
So, after that, when was, like, Stephen's first visit?
Well, we told Stephen the results. He was very encouraged about that.
Yeah.
And we said, well, I'm coming. So, because we did that, first of all, the place area when we stayed was together with Andrei Ciobanu, and we be able to visit the hospitals,
Right.
schools, go in the area of those places, share the gospel with them.
And Steve would preach, yeah?
Stephen will share, even in the schools. They were very open.
And you always interpreted.
And I was always interpreting him. And one thing which is still was so great is when we get to the hospitals and we see the lack of medicines, lack of tools,
Okay.
and people were very, very poor treated because lack of any kind of things to be able to help them. And with this way, Stephen took it a note, and the next times we brought it a lot of medicines there, and they really enjoy that.
And eventually you set up a kind of regular aid?
Yes,
helping the
regular
doctors.
aids,
I remember that.
you know, coming and bringing to Moldova. It still was freedom to bring that because 4 or 5 years later, they forbidden that.
Right.
Yeah, so being able to go to buy from their pharmacies that medicines and give it to the doctors. Yeah.
And also, when Stephen came, like you say, he would preach in the churches.
Of course, that's the first one. First churches we got it to Vadulița, Colibaș, Brânza, Văleni, Slobozia Mare. We went even up to Cantimir. We went even to Comrat.
Okay.
There was,
well, that's going into another area.
Yes, on the east area of southeast area of Moldova, and we have quite a great results even there. People want to listen. In fact, on that moment, all kind of organization was coming into Moldova. Even, Baha'is, they come there. JW, came down there, and they had results. Even Seventh-day Adventists, they came there, and because people, they were first time freedom for them, and being able to hear the gospel, and that gave them such a great impact to meet personally with the Lord Jesus, because some of them, they have a good evangelistic message, but Stephen was a great evangelist there.
What was his preaching like?
Stephen has a very special gift of evangelist. Okay. And when he will take, very often he was preaching about Jesus and Samaritan woman. And that was tremendous.
John 4.
Yeah, John 4, yes.
That was one of his
favorite. And people understood that. And another subject was Jesus and Nicodemus.
Okay.
That was so great. John's Gospel chapter 3.
They're very evangelistic situations, aren't they?
Oh yes, that was great. And another one, which he always preaching about, the prodigal son. And he has, something deep in the heart to attach with this story, because you see in Moldova, they were very strange when somebody is not coming to the church. They send them straight to hell. And then Stephen said, no.
Right.
God loved his son.
Yes.
Even when he wasted all the father's wealth.
Yeah.
And that gave a new opening for the church, even for the pastors.
Now, how did people respond to those those messages, like the prodigal someone particularly?
That was great. Everywhere when I went with Stephen on those times, people turning to the Lord.
Okay.
They are everywhere. I remember we went to one village. In fact, we don't have a church there, but we use the building of
the Casa de Cultura.
A food market.
Okay.
Alimentara.
Okay.
So we went that, and that evening, I think there was about 12, 14, 15 youngsters come to the Lord on that message which Stephen preached there.
And would Stephen ask for an appeal?
Yes, he make an invitation.
Come to the front.
Yeah, make an invitation. Then when they came on the front, we prayed for each one of them.
Right, okay.
And we entrust them in God's hands and encourage them to continue to come to the church and to grow up in a knowledge of the Lord, you know.
I think follow-up is more difficult, isn't it?
Well, it's more difficult because people, let me tell you one thing. In Moldova, no one pastor is paid.
Sorry?
No one pastor is paid for his job.
Right.
No one, even a penny.
Right.
If you want to do that, do it as for the Lord.
Yes.
That's all.
Yeah.
So that's a real problem.
Yeah.
And that's, they have to work for themselves and to find a space to go there. I remember Zahar told us he went to this village. We went there on that evening. He went with a tractor.
Right.
For 1 hour and a half with a tractor to get to that place and teach people, train them a little bit in a knowledge of the Lord.
Yeah.
And that was great, you know, that was tremendous.
Yeah. But tell me about if you remember about the school, because that's when I came. I was one of the teachers.
Oh,
I
okay.
came for a year in 1996, and at that point, Stephen had already bought the apartment in Pavel.
Yeah. Let me tell you how it started
Yes,
first.
yes, please.
First of all, we have an evangelistic crusade with about 65, 68 Americans.
All right. Okay.
And we placed them in 68 villages. And we brought interpreters from Romania. We brought them even from the villages we speak Russian language where they know English,
Yeah.
So we spread them out, and the result was tremendous. I remember when we went for the first time in a school in Vadul Isaac, Stephen gave a message there. They were very welcome us, gave us a glass of milk, but it was half water, half milk. Anyway, that was their openness, for us.
Yeah.
And the director, I remember he was atheist. Oh, yeah.
I think Andrei told me this story.
Yeah,
He got sick, didn't he?
Yeah. He said, I'm an atheist, you'll never convict me.
Yeah.
I am very convicted, there is no God. But it's very good that children should know about God. You are very welcome in our schools.
All right. Yeah.
So he went, and I remember in one evening, we went back to that. I said, tonight we're going to evangelistic meetings here. If you want, please take your children, school, and the teachers, and please come to the church.
Yeah.
I remember there was a meeting was 6 o'clock, and we were quarter to 6. Nobody come there. 10 to 6, no one. 5 to 6, open door, teacher first, and the class after him. Teacher was packed, all the church. And he gave a good message that night. Let me tell you one thing. The response was half of his staff of the school came to the Lord.
That was bad, yeah.
That's Vadul Isaac.
But tell me about going to school 6, because that became a real focal point for us. It was one way we were teaching.
So we went back to Kahul. Here we have a good, tremendous good church which be able to lead us to the schools. And especially in the high school, when you went, the director was very enthusiastic about the Christianity.
Yeah.
And
I remember him, Nikolai. He
Nikolai.
came to UK.
Yes.
He visited Steve's church.
Yeah. He was very enthusiastic. I said, well, would you please send teachers from England so they will train the schools here because that's a very good education for the children should have.
Yeah.
Because they knew there are a lot of coaches coming from the Turkey, and they took the girls to be prostitutes in Turkey. So they were so great open for us to be able to preach the gospel there. So that's one tremendous thing.
Well, what's very interesting, because when I go to Moldova now, visiting Gabi Hariuk and so on, we see in the streets, well, they're adults now, but they were little children way back in the mid-90s when we were there, who were, they've become adults, and some came to Christ.
Praise God.
That's very encouraging.
And the result of these things which did evangelism, remember the next year, Stephen came, I remember, we came there, and in about 21 churches, on the same Sunday, was a time of baptism in a Prut River, which is a border between Moldova and Romania.
Yes.
So you could see on 21 villages, you could see people dressed in white clothes on the side of the river, and the people invite each one of them to come in a Prut. And
Can you explain about the white clothes? What is the tradition?
Well, tradition is when you come to the Lord, you are washed in the blood of Jesus, and you are white as snow. So show that by the clothes which you will prove in that days. Right. We also spoke with border guards, which they guard the border. He says, look here, we are not close to Romania. We want to come a time of baptism. Don't worry about that. We will be very close. They're 10 meters, 5 meters
So
away
you
from...
stayed within Moldova? You weren't
Yes,
crossing.
they Moldova. So the soldiers came, they watched us too, how we baptize people in a fruit tree, but they were amazed. That was a good message for them too.
And that was during one of Stephen's visits?
Yes,
He was
that's
speaking
right.
there.
Yeah. So there is a lot of people. I remember when we went to Giurgiulești with Stephen in one night, and we saw the results were great. But I said, Stephen, I fell from the Lord. Would you please make another call? Oh, please, make another call.
An appeal.
An appeal, yes. Altar call.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So we make another appeal, and 2 youngsters came in that moment forward. One of them is pastor today in Giurgiulești.
Right.
Because that altar call again,
Yes.
which we did it. And he was witnessing that in water baptism, is because if he did not make that altar call, I was ready to go to work in Turkey and never come back.
Right.
But that opened his mind, came to the Lord,
Okay.
and he became now a pastor in Giurgiulești.
Right.
That was
It's the same. There's another brother. I don't know if you know Jon in Cahul
Yeah,
in the church. He was someone who came
yeah.
to the Lord.
Later,
Through Gabi Hario.
Later, the director of Vadul Isaac had a very hard problem.
I know.
Yeah.
And Andreas told, this is a classic story.
Yeah, so
We heard from Andre, and he came. Didn't he have a kind of dream about Steve preaching?
Yes. And another thing is, his wife never, ever came to the Lord.
Okay.
And I visited her so many times.
Still alive?
Yes.
Yes.
We sat down with her, explain everything, and let her, don't put pressure on them. The ladies from the church, of Andre's church, visit her, bring her needs, what they need, because director became more and more sick. And finally he passed away. And the church made the funeral and was a tremendous witness for whole village on that moment.
Tell me about the apartment that you bought. That was bought
When
in Cahul.
Yeah.
Because that's where we all stayed. The teachers. all the-
when we already saw that the church, the work with the schools were blooming and it's growing and growing.
Because you got volunteer teachers, didn't you?
That's right.
There was quite
Yes.
a few.
Yes.
I was there for a year. There was
Yes.
others. I don't know if
Yes.
you remember.
Yes, I remember many of them.
There's a girl called
Yeah.
Fiona.
Before that, we used to stay in an apartment of a pastor called Ion from Kolibash.
Okay. Oh, right.
Yeah, up there on the hill.
Is he
If
the
you-
one who took charge of the social
And if my
services?
brother was interpreter for a period of time on that. Yes. So when they saw, and that pastor has, 6 or 7 children, and we understood, we took their space. So Stephen Niman, we should buy an apartment.
And in those days, they were
Yeah.
quite cheap. weren't
Yes,
they?
were quite cheap. We were able to buy that apartment, and finally to have the teacher. Even Stephen was there in one day. I remember I said, "Don't drink this water," because for him it was very bad.
Yeah.
So in one night he he opened the fridge and drank that water. Next day I brought him to the hospital. Stephen was so sick. Yeah, finally he getting better, and that was the way which I worked there, especially when the church was up on the hill, Then the church developed a lot of work there.
Which church is this now?
Baptist church, which was up on the hill, Cahul Baptist Church.
Ah, okay, Spirina.
Sperina, da.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from there were some youngsters, very, hot-hearted for the Lord. They said, well, we should start it another work. And they built another church here where the pastor now is Volodya.
Okay.
Yeah.
But can you think of anything specific, something that stands out with Stephen? Maybe when Sheila visited.
Well, when
Some
Sheila and Stephen visited, and the youngster said, look here, there is a lot of youngsters. We had a bad experience with Turkey, with the other countries, and they turn back home, and they don't have someone to direct them to a better life, or life gave it to the Lord. So Stephen found some organizations in England which they work specifically with those people who they got in a prostitution in different country. So they built close to the church a nice buildings. So they were working with them, and even the English people came there and sent it by Stephen. He did that. So Volodya was able to channelize these people on the way of the Lord.
Okay.
And some of them, they remained faithfully to the Lord, and they grew up. And actually the church now, which is now downhill, not up on the hills at Semerina, is much bigger than that one.
Well, where is that one now? In Cahul?
Yes, in Cahul. If you see, it's down here when you come to that valley and go up on the hill,
Right.
to the bread factory.
What's it called, the church?
Now it's Baptist Church number 2.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So.
Okay, well, obviously you didn't just work in Moldova with Stephen, you went to other countries.
Oh, yes.
Well,
Yes.
even in Romania. Yeah.
In Romania, we work in many areas. I have been with him on different kind of villages, cities. I remember we were. Stephen told me even him during the communist regime, he was preaching in the west of Romania, in Oradea.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have these contacts, and I've been with him on the southwest in Craiova. On that time, John Miles came too.
So there were different brothers, different preachers would come with him.
Yes.
Steve kind of worked in a team, didn't he?
Yes,
he liked
that's
very
right.
much to have a team around him.
That's right.
Didn't he?
Yes, so he was a man which encouraged them to come.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I said, look here, Stephen, are you interested to see churches in Austria and Germany? Of course.
But Romanian speaking.
Romanian speaking, So first of all, we've been in Germany, in Nuremberg, and we preached in 1, 2, or 3 churches there, in 1, 2 Baptist churches, in 1 Pentecostal church. Then we went to another place where Volkswagen and Audi is building in that city. Okay. And that church was, quarter of them were gypsies, Romanian gypsies. And they work in a factory of Volkswagen.
Mainly Bavaria, yes?
Yes, that was another place. Then we went in Würzburg, we went to another place, Regensburg.
Yeah, well, that's where I go, Regensburg.
Yeah. So we've been quite in many churches there, and they enjoy the fellowship with Stephen. Yes. Then I said, Stephen, would you be interested next time come to Austria? And he said, oh yes, I will. I said, get ready, prepare it, because...
So he was always open, wasn't he?
Yes, so you'll fly to Vienna. And I went up to Vienna airport and picked him up, and I brought it to about 5 Pentecostal churches in Graz. One is Wiener Neustadt, and 3 churches in Vienna. Right. And he preached also in Neudau, in Gleisdorf, in Oberwald, on different areas. Now, every evening, even they don't have service, they made service because Stephen was there.
Wow, that's wonderful.
So that was so great.
So, I mean, yours was we'll conclude now, and we'll carry on with part 2 tomorrow because
Okay.
this is so interesting. But just to conclude, yours was a friendship, fellowship, relationship of more than 30 years
Yes.
in the Lord's work, wasn't it? You
Amen.
were faithful to one another. He needed you. You were the interpreter, weren't you? He
Yes.
couldn't have done it without you.
Yes.
And you were so grateful that you found a man of God who could preach the gospel and see results and really give his heart
Yes.
to the work of God
Yes.
in Moldova.
Yes, it was different. Even the small cities
So
in Germany.
It was a wonderful relationship. A
Oh
wonderful
yes, that was
team,
very
a classic
great.
example of
Yes,
the
he
love of the
had
brotherhood.
a heart for evangelism.
Yeah,
Pavel, if you see a place
yeah,
where they need the gospel, tell me and I will come.
yeah.
And he came.
Oh, that's wonderful. isn't
And because he encouraged other pastors to come. One of the pastors was from Wales.
it? Right.
Yeah. So I went with him in different areas here, preached, a Baptist pastor. I went with him to make a wedding in Bulgaria.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, there's so many stories. So we'll continue tomorrow because obviously there's so much
Yes.
to say.
Yes, much to say.
So thank you, Pavel, for
You're welcome.
sharing what you've shared today. Yeah.